Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Queen Brown with the Wind Down, the show that's going to give you what you want, but may not be how you like it. Because guess what? It is what it is. I'm your host, Queen Brown, and these are my co-hosts.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing out there? I'm Miss Boo.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Dynamite Fun Size.
And last week we dragged dating disasters, but this week we're coming for the family drama, from family feuds to generational curses and relatives who love to guilt trip. We're unpacking it all. So when does family is family no longer apply? And when is it okay to cut ties for your own peace? And let's be real, some family tradition needs to be left in the past. So I'm gonna kick it off with, what is your biggest family pet peeve?
Ooh,
And
That's a
you
good
say,
yeah.
I'm going to start it off with, your biggest family pet peeve being family that has cliques. You know, family that only fuck with family. You know what I'm saying? They don't fuck with certain family members until it's time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a family reunion, but anything else, you don't find out until afterwards, stuff like that, which is crazy. But our family have cliques, and I don't know
one.
why.
I can't disagree because it'd be clicky.
Yes.
And you notice it when you do family things.
And
Yeah.
what would you say your family pet peeve is, Miss Boo?
My family pet peeve is I'm a family person, so of course I like to be at all the events when I can. I hate my. I'm not gonna say hate because that's a strong word. When they don't let you know nothing.
Right.
Like I want to do some stuff too. I'm trying not to cuss. I told y'all I'm working on myself.
I heard that, girl.
And you find out that they done did something when it's almost over with, or maybe shit 2 days later because y'all don't communicate like that. I don't care if y'all ain't talked to me in 6 months. Shit.
I want to come too.
Send me a text. Hit me up on Messenger. Something.
I know that's right.
That's my family pet peeve. Cause
I
I love my family. Some
I
of
know.
Yeah.
Some of
Wait, did you say some of them?
you can't love everybody. You gotta love everybody. You just ain't gotta like them. You just
I
ain't
was
gotta
with
like
you
them.
until it registered and she said some of them.
And Dynamite, what's your family pet peeve?
So my family pet peeve is like the family members that specifically lie to you about stuff that's going on in the family, especially when it affects multiple people in the family. Like you ain't part of the family. They just be, that ain't happened. What you mean? Like I just called Auntie whoever or Uncle da 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 da, cousin so and so. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd be like, I'm one of you too. Don't lie to me, bro.
Man,
That gets on my
right.
nerves. Like lie to everybody else, but don't lie to me. Like I don't have the same blood running in my veins as you do. Like it's my family too. So that's
man.
my pet peeve.
Like you ain't gonna find out.
Right.
And
When
that's
I'm
the crazy part.
bro,
You
call
find out
somebody.
later, they don't care. They don't care. But hey, another one bites the dust. It is what it is. Ain't no love lost. I'm just gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know
For
what I'm saying?
That's true.
sure.
And then what is something, let's see, what's something toxic that your parents did that you would say you wouldn't repeat?
Eee.
You refuse to repeat. I would say mine would be having multiple kids by different people. You know what
Hey
I'm saying?
y'all.
I got two baby daddies, that's fine, but I ain't running around here with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, 11. You know, I
And a possible
refuse.
look and a possible.
Yeah,
Impossible. Yeah.
that's kind of
We a whole
that's
That
kind
family.
gave
of hectic. I
that's
can't
still
hate
tough.
nobody for it. I can't hate nobody for it, but I'm not going to be running around here with multiple. baby daddies. This picture you going out to the club, all five of your baby daddies in there in the club. Chilling, what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's a crazy sight to see. But it is what it is. I guess for men, they look at it differently. Women look at it differently.
At least we got each other at a daddy's package deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we did? There's a positive outcome. So I guess to each his own. To each his own. But I refuse to do it. Shit.
Okay.
I can't deal with them motherfucking many personalities. I got too many of them motherfuckers already. It's just two of them. And excuse my language, but they crazy already. So shoes. I refuse to repeat. What would you say, Miss Boo? What is something toxic, the toxic trait that your family did, your parents did, you refuse to repeat?
You know what? All my toxic shit come from my daddy. Our dad. So I'ma say, acting a damn fool.
We all.
Acting a damn fool.
I'm just gonna
Literally.
put my head down.
Look. Every time we go somewhere, we ain't gotta act a damn fool.
No, you don't.
We can act right. Look here. Look at Dynamite.
Act like you got
Hey
some
there.
sense.
That's the trait going 0 to 100. Go snapping on people. Snapping. Snapping. Right there. Because I know I got it bad and I'm working on it. But it was passed down. Because our daddy, he talked to you crazy. I try not to talk to my kids crazy. I try to be that but sometimes Snooky pop out. But that's just something I'm not trying to pass down, y'all.
I feel you
I
on that.
feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because man, when I get to talking, I get to talking. When you make me mad, shit just come out like Snooky.
I could already see that in Dynamite and her kids. Totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So quiet, but she's so outspoken, so loud.
Yeah.
And they are nothing like me. Thank the Lord.
They're like the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? The total
Yeah.
opposite. The
I
total
try
opposite.
work in progress.
Yeah, that's what it is. And
I'm
won't you say Dynamite?
first. I'm
Won't
gonna
you say
just say you ain't by yourself, Miss Boo. I'm probably not as well in progress as you are, but we're gonna say I'm about to start working, and that just means it's coming soon, somewhere near y'all. So my whole toxic behavior that I have really tried not to repeat in my relationship with my kids is lying to them about things in my life that directly or could directly impact or have an effect on them. Like our daddy. Lord, let me tell y'all something. We love our daddy, but he was a lot all the time.
Yes.
But, he would tell me one thing about stuff happening when I was growing up or whatever. And then I'd be like, but that's not what my mama said. Or I'd ask my mama something, I'd be like, but that's not what my daddy said. So now I'm having to go find other individuals, like, let me go ask her aunt. Let me go ask her uncle. Let me go ask my mama and papa. And then I come back to mama and daddy and be like, okay, so what had happened was what? Just tell me. So I really try to be honest with my kids about life. My life, we all know I have not lived a perfect life, but things in my past could come back and be knocking on my kids' present door, like their today door. You know what I'm saying? So I really try to be honest with them. Sometimes I'm brutally honest, but hey, that's who I am. They love me. I love them. It works for us. But I really try not to repeat that, lying to my children about things in my life or even things in their childhood that affects them. That's what I'm trying to not pass on to no more generations after me.
Yes, I completely understand that. When it comes to those traits, that's something that you actually would want to get rid of, because your kids will pass it on to their kids may pass it on to their kids. And ain't no telling how these kids is and how they be acting these days.
Man.
Sure, you pray that you have some good kids, but then people kids be doing some bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You never know about it.
And sometimes they find themselves in a situation where they make the wrong decision, and even a good kid can do the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But having bad habits from your family from the past don't help trying to mold positive futures.
Yep.
Right. Hey, I completely understand that. Woo, that was getting good. But before we dive any deeper, let's pay a few bills. Don't skip. These are the sponsors who help keep the Queen Brown with the wind down going strong, and they just might have something that you need. We'll be right back after this.
Attention, all beats lovers and trendsetters. If you're looking for beats that hit different and a style that speaks volumes, Nerd Music has got you covered. From exclusive merch that reps your vibe to can't miss tour dates, Nerd Music is bringing you the energy nationwide. Shop the hottest merch, hoodies, tees, accessories that keep you looking fresh while you're repping the movement. Stream his latest music on all major music platforms. Catch him live. Check out nerdmusic.com for his latest show announcement, ticket drops. Keep updated. Follow him on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at Nerd Music. You can visit nerdmusic.com to shop. You can stream, get your tickets. Nerd Music, where music meets movement. This guy's dope. He's a young guy. Y'all check him out. He's real fire. Tell him Dynamite sent you.
Hello, people. Let's talk about sibling robbery. You know, don't nobody piss you off more than your siblings. It necessarily
never made y'all mad.
It necessarily don't have to be a robbery. You know, disagreement, but it's always there. Everybody has. If you got a sibling, I don't know no siblings that haven't got into it. So I'm gonna kick it out just like this. Me and my oldest sister used to get into it. These is not my oldest sisters. They older than me, but the oldest. Now like how old is we? Like 10 years apart?
Like 6 or 7.
Yeah, it ain't that far.
It's like 6 or 7.
Dude, that's what it seems like. that girl, not that girl, my sister. We used to always get into it because they used to call me spoiled, all of that.
Used to?
I get my way because I do this.
Still is.
I can't help it, y'all.
That's why I said used to.
I can't help it. I'm the baby. You know what I'm saying? The baby gonna always get her way. And she's out, man, we used to fight. Yeah, I know she built like she played basketball, football, wrestling. She built like Tina Turner.
And daddy say she a brick house.
I'm telling you, man. She can fight. Man, that girl can fight there. She got them long arms. You know what I'm saying? My arms ain't long. My arms short. It look long. But my arms short, boy, she used to get me. I ain't gonna even lie. That's why you try to get her to the door so that I can smash her arm in the door.
Oh my God.
I smash her arm in the door.
Oh my gosh.
Girl.
I used to try to break her arm.
I was a casualty.
I'm saying, you see how babies act? You see how the baby sisters act? That's horrible.
Crazy because we used to always get into it. Always. She used to always pick on me. I agitated sometimes, but she used to always pick on me. And I'm like, man. Then she say, I use my prettiness in the wrong way. Like, really? How can I do that?
That was a real rivalry right there. She had some type of rivalry against you.
That's what
You,
I'm
you
saying.
know it.
Like, boy, y'all almost mortal enemies.
Man, and you know what? I used to ride around with her and everything. And then she just started just going against me. Yeah, I was little.
Crazy.
Sure, but I'm still tall. Sure. I
I
hold
know that's
mine.
right.
She was taller than me too. We're like this. I'm like this.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, sure.
But you know what I'm saying? Everybody got siblings that they don't have a fight with. You don't have some kind of little beef with your sister or your brother, cousin, cousin brother. You know, them families them cousins that stayed together. So,
Mhm.
Queen, go on tell me something about your sibling rivalries.
I won't say I have any sibling rivalries, but I'll say with you, you be having like attitudes for no reason. I call you and you just like no and no and then I'll be cursing under my breath. I'll be like, I don't know why she just acts like that. Because you she just hang up the phone. I think that's a generational curse right there. And family members, all they like doing is hanging up the phone on folks. You know what I'm saying? Me, I tell you, I'm gonna let you go. You know, y'all don't like the answer you receive. That's what it is. You don't like the answer you receive, and then you hang up, or you just be mad. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you call back later, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't mean that. I was just mad because such and such, such and such." It's like, but you ain't gotta take it out on me, you know. And even the kids see it, you know. They be like, "Mama, you ain't gotta say it like that," you know. So hey,
Oh
it's
man.
just,
Hey,
I guess you got a rivalry with these attitudes, because I be mad, and you be mad, and then I be like, "Okay, all right, I understand," and
hey, I'm
it
so.
don't stop. When are you gonna stop this generational curse?
I told y'all I'm working on myself.
All right.
Working
I
process.
love it, sis. Keep working. Keep
That's what I
working.
like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
All right, Dynamite Fun Size. So let's
So
go with
like,
your siblings.
I don't know. I've had my issue with pretty much all of y'all. You know?
Spread the love around.
You know? And it's crazy because I just bounced from one to the other. Like, as I sit here, just coming to this realization, y'all didn't see the light bulb go off in my head. I realized that once I logically came to a resolution that I was being immature and petty in the rivalry with one sibling. Once I resolved it in my mind that, girl, you need to grow up. You cool with them, like that's your sister, that's your brother, da 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 da. I moved straight to a rivalry with another sibling. I literally just realized that. Like, for example,
Oh, that's crazy.
me and you, Queen, when we were younger, you were like my favorite sister. So, like, we were cool, cool, cool. I couldn't stand Miss Boo. You know what I'm saying? But then as the years progressed and me and Miss Boo came cool, then all of a sudden I couldn't stand you, Queen. And then, then I
Man.
got cool, cool, cool with bro. And I was like, man, I don't think I fool with Queen and Boo no more. Bro, man.
See?
There
Oh
is
my
stress
goodness.
involved when you have multiple siblings. And I don't even think, like I'm telling y'all, like literally, I just sat here and came to this realization about my behavior from then. So I don't think people even realize that they have a rivalry, with their sibling. And it doesn't have to be anything out of animosity or anything out of any kind of hate-filled action or intent. You know what I'm saying? But it's just natural. When
Mhm.
your parent got more than just you, there's gonna be some issues.
Mm-hmm.
Not
You're
spread
not
the
the
love
only
equally.
type.
He
Yeah.
not. They don't spread the love equally, or they
Yeah.
spread the love equally, but you may not see it that way because it seemed like one person get a little bit more. They got
You
a little
know,
favoritism over
like
on
I
Yeah.
have a boy and a girl. Like when my son was growing up and my daughter was younger, she'd be like, "Why can't I? Because you're not a boy and you're not his
Mm-hmm.
age. Like you can't do what he do." And then she was like, "That's why I'm doing this." He don't want to do that. You a little girl.
right.
That's, you know what? That's why I say she just like the twins, because that's what the twins do.
Yeah.
You didn't say this when he was doing it. He older. He a
So it's
boy.
just natural, you know. Like even if you don't intend to be that way, so we have to find a healthy way before you turn 44 and alive on a podcast to realize where you're going wrong with your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Lord, Miss Boo, I'm working on myself too.
Hey,
Man,
that's
what do
good.
you say about it?
Two
Two
tears
tears
in
in
the
a
bucket.
bucket.
Motherfucker. Fuck.
That's what my daddy loved to say.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, now
Oh,
before we spill any more tea, let's slide into a quick break. You already know these ads. Keep the mics on and the vibes flowing. Don't go nowhere. We will be right back in a few, everybody. Listen, if your hair is in need of a little excellence, I know exactly where you need to go. 512 Excellence Beauty Salon is the spot for flawless cuts, styling color, and styles that turn heads. Whether you're looking for a silk press, protective styles, or just a fresh new look, their expert stylists will have you feeling like that.
and let's not forget, the vibe is just as good as the service. It's luxury, relaxation, and top tier hair care all in one.
So stop letting those bad hair days hold you back. Book your appointments today at 512 Excellence Beauty Salon and tell them Queen Brown with the Wind Down sent you. You can find her on Instagram at 512 Excellence Beauty.
All right, y'all. Go get pretty, and sedity. And now we're going to slide our sedity selves right on over here to these family feuds and these generational curses that for some reason we have decided as family units that we just like them and we're going to hold on to them and keep packing them forward strong. We need to stop that. We need to figure out, how do we break them? When do we break them? Who is the one that's going to be the initiator and be like, you know what? We need to do something different, family, and we need to break these generational curses and these family feuds. So let's get to the nitty gritty, y'all. Let's talk about this stuff. I know we've all been in situations where you're mad at cousin so and so or auntie so and I've been mad at her for forever. I've been mad at him, and we don't do them. And well, why? We ain't never did them. Well, why?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why you don't do them? Like, who was the first we? Like, who was the I that started the we movement into we don't do them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it you? So I just feel like they exist because of old issues between other family members. Like, if I have an issue with Queen and I teach my kids that I got an issue with Queen and they growing up, and every time I'm in her vicinity, I got something crazy to say or a crazy look or whatever. My kids see that behavior. They start modeling that behavior when they see her. And then you're like, we don't do them. And then they ask my kids, why you don't do them? I don't know. My mama don't like her. Why your mama don't like her? I don't know. My mama don't like her. You just sound crazy. You know? So somebody has to be like, what's the issue? And now let's talk about the issue. Now that we know what it is, let's find a solution or resolution. And either you can find something and help you move forward and drop it and get past it, or you can't, but you know what the issue is, you know why you don't fool with each other, and then you can just keep it pushing, but respectfully. It don't have to be the animosity hanging around the whole friggin' family. So, how you think you're gonna get rid of these generational curses? Somebody's got to stand up. What about you, Queen? How do you feel about generational curses and family feuds and all that foolishness?
Man, it goes deep. It goes deep, 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 deep back into them roots. I think a lot of it starts with family secrets.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? Because it's a lot of stuff that goes on with families that don't nobody speak out of, whether it's unfortunately incest or just drug abuse or violence abuse or just verbal abuse, mental health problems, and nobody wants to really attack or address the issue. They
Even
rather
health
sweep it under the
issues.
rug. Yes.
Yeah.
People do hide. They got cancer and stuff like that. And they just sweep it under the rug. Some of these people don't go to the hospital. They don't go to the doctor and get checkups. So guess what? The next person is not going to do it. Or the next person is not going to do it. So each one teach one. You have to teach. That's why I teach my kids how to be independent. How to stand on your own, how to not lean on this, how to not do that. You know, you don't want to repeat the same steps I had to repeat. I don't want you to repeat the same steps my mama had to repeat, and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not felt the silver spoon. Everybody grows up in different areas. So generational curses come in different styles, different languages, different techniques. You know what I'm saying? It comes in stuff that you may not even be able to see just based on people's action. I mean, here, just based on people's actions, so you have to, teach your kids how to, more teach them morals and values. That's basically where I think a lot of this stuff can be fixed. Morals and values like your great grandma and them had. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that was out of their control, but they did the best that they can.
Right.
So I think if everybody go back to the old style of living and stop letting these kids be free and do whatever they want to do and be their friend, you can stop a lot of these generational curses because you can grow up in the hood, you know what I'm saying, and not have no job. People are selling dope, and what they kids end up doing, selling dope. Because I've seen my daddy do it. My daddy think it's okay. Shooting dice, you know what I'm saying? So I just look at it as big generational curses. Generational curses.
That's scary too, and so true.
Mm-hmm.
And it it just baffles me that it doesn't make sense to enough people that people want to make that change in their families.
Yeah.
Like, just sitting here listening to you say it, it's just common sense.
For the
Common sense,
better.
you know?
Yeah.
Because guess what? If you don't, you'll be stuck in that same cycle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at all the homeless people, the people that ain't got no money that's living from where we lived at. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was still stuck in the hood. Didn't want to get out. Didn't want to finish school. Didn't want to go to college. Didn't want to educate
Yeah.
themselves.
Sad.
Some of these people can't read. Some of these people can't write. You know, unfortunately, that's what it is.
That's sad. Oh my gosh. What about you, Miss Boo? Like, how do you feel about generational curses and family feuds? Like, you
You
sick
know
of
what?
it too?
We got to do better with it because all our older generation is moving on.
That's true.
And we got to step up to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody not getting along because you got this feud going on. Family members, like your cousins that you grew up with, now everybody distance. Everybody got kids. My kids might not know they kids. They see each other every day on the street.
That's crazy and sad that it's so.
And we family, and you not knowing you standing right next to your family because it's a family feud. Yeah, this type of family don't want to come over here, and we got that's something we do got to get to working on.
Because that's dangerous. If you,
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to think. Even it's just dangerous.
Because
Dating,
man,
friendships, it's
I done
dangerous.
heard family stories where the families don't get along. So when this family finally come back, when they get older, around that other side of the family, you meeting people y'all don't know y'all cousins.
Yeah.
That's dangerous,
All
man.
because of family feud.
That's
You
wild
know,
living right there.
she found out when it was like 6 months in.
That's
Man, yeah.
wild living. That is wild
So
living right
family feuds they gotta cut it because y'all not seeing each other. None of that stuff. Generational curses, man. Hey, like I always say, do better than the next person. Do better than your mama. Do something better than
there.
what your grandma did. Do something better than what your daddy did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because everything you just gonna fall into that cycle, and
You better stop.
that cycle is gonna keep on rotating down.
It's a wicked cycle, man.
It
it's
is.
it
It's
is
like
wicked.
the families got to step up. You know, I
Repetitive.
hate it that it's like that because man, the kids is the ones who's missing out on everything.
Yes.
The kids,
Yes. And then
growing up, we didn't do stuff like we used to do.
Right.
Like the family reunions. We don't do them. It used to be so much fun. All the family. You know what I'm saying? Get on a big ass field. All the families. We don't do that no more. Because our older generation did that. Everybody got animosity towards one person, this person, this person. You can't get stuff together. Can't sit down and have an hour to talk about how can we get all this stuff together.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
that's what I was gonna say too about like when they date. Back in the days, you could take your date around your grandma, and your grandma would be like, that's
Who
such
your
a
people?
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Who your
You
people? Who
can't,
your
yeah,
grandma and them?
you
Yeah.
can't
Baby, that's
talk
why
to
I
him.
miss Aunt Tudor. I miss
You
Aunt
can't
Tudor.
talk to
I
him.
say Aunt Tudor. Do you know she be like, find out who the grandma and the grandpa is? And I can tell you. Find out the grandma.
She gonna tell you.
Baby, she gonna run the family line down.
She gonna
I
tell
mean,
you.
but
She gonna
even
keep it real.
even before I got married, I took him to my mama's house and she was like, I know your peoples. And she read him his family. And he was like, I don't know them. And she was like, well, that's your daddy, so and so and such and such.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Family feuds fucking up the family.
I'm in the country, so thank God that a lot of the old school family values my family down here still holds on to. Now, are they slipping? Are we loosening the grips on some of this stuff and it's slipping out of our grasp and changing? Yes, sadly. So it affects everybody. People get busy with their life, they get busy with their kids' lives, and that's understandable. But you can't forget where you came from, and that's your lineage.
Yep.
Like, you can't remember the line that made you the person that you are. Like, don't that mean something to people still? Like, bro, I remember back in the day, you couldn't tell me nothing about nobody. Man, if it was my 37th and a half cousin, you better not say nothing to me.
You sure better not.
Man.
About
You sure better
Pablo
not.
Escobar Jones Brown. That's my. You know what I'm saying?
Man. It's
Pablo Escobar Jones Brown.
But people used to stand 10 toes down because family was family. Now you can slap the crap out of somebody's sister and they're going to look at you and be like, damn, he slapped the crap out of you.
You be like, she.
What?
It ain't me. It ain't me.
It ain't me.
It's just, it hurts, man. Like, folks, we got to get it together. These generational curses we're going to mess around and be like dinosaurs. We're going to be extinct.
Yeah.
Because your line gets weak as you allow it to weaken. You know what I'm saying? We don't hold true to family values and the core meaning of your roots, then who the hell are we?
Right.
Somebody's got to break the cycle.
Somebody got to break the cycle, and it's got to start with us. And we done
Yeah.
talked about, traits starting with your family. I mean, with your parents that you refuse to repeat. We done talked about siblings rivalry, and we just talked about generational curses. So now we're gonna break it on down and end it with, when is it okay to say enough is enough and not contact any family members? And I'm gonna start with, I guess, once you feel like you're at peace with the whole entire situation and it doesn't bother you, it's okay to cut ties off with family members. Maybe they need a break from you, or maybe you need a break from them, and it's okay to be different. It's okay to have different opinions. I'm not going to fight my family member or go shoot my family member or stab my family member just because they done pissed me off about something. I think that's very ill will. And, it's a lot of generational curses that's going on right now. It seems like every time I turn it on YouTube, people that's killing their girlfriends, or girls are killing their boyfriends, or just random situations, you know what I'm saying, just because they of mental health. And your kids got mental health, try to do something about it ahead of time. They out there treating these women bad, they out there treating these men bad. Do something about it. Speak to them, step up. I'm gonna tell my son whether he like it or not. It is what it is. I'm gonna tell him when he wrong, and I'm gonna tell him when he right. I'm gonna be there for you 100%. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have your back, but I'm not gonna be standing there looking dumb.
Right.
You got me messed up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you it should. If you do the crime, you gonna do the time. That's what I'm telling. You gonna snitch on yourself because you ain't bringing them laws to my motherfucking house.
Hey,
I'm just saying, I keep it real with my kids. I keep it real
that's
with my
it.
kids.
And you
I
should.
want them to know the difference between, home life versus street life. Yeah, you at home gamers, but you're gonna also know that street life. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're not gonna run around with family members that's out there living that street life either. You're gonna cut them off. So, it is what it is. Feel okay to be different and lead them where they at. How would you feel, Miss Boo, cutting off your family members? You think
Baby, y'all know me. Y'all know me. Play with it. I already done cut off a family member. I give two tears in the bucket. But I don't cut off a family member, and I feel good. I don't care. It don't bother me, and baby, because I am free. All the drama that come with it. It's man, it's irritating. But
yeah.
dude, baby, I can go around this family member with no problem. Look at you, keep it moving. I do not mess with them at all. When I say cut off, I mean cut off. I tried to be the bigger person before, and it didn't turn out right. It turned bad, real bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because the shit went on for years. Went on for years.
Just
You know what I'm saying? Family members probably don't like me to this. Well, they don't like me to this day. But I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like Bernie Mac, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I feel good, shoot. I live my day every day happy, living life as I'm living. So I don't care. Cut them off. Get them out of your life, too. You're going to feel a lot better. Trust me. You're going to feel a lot.
Sometimes you got to check them. Sometimes you got to check them.
Man, let them know, shoot. I can do it without you.
No, that's right.
So to this day, I don't know where they stay at. I don't know their number.
Damn.
I don't know nothing about that person.
You don't get invited to events?
I sure don't. I don't get invited to events. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
And how you feel, Dynamite, about cutting off family? You think it's okay?
I don't feel quite that strongly.
Okay, I feel feel the peace.
I think that I think when neither person is benefiting from the relationship, then it's time to probably go your separate ways. Like if y'all can't sit down and have a conversation to try to come to a resolution, then I think you best part ways. I mean, because if you're gonna continue to be closed minded, that means you're gonna continue to be angry, you're gonna continue to
Mhm.
be ignorant, you're gonna continue to be mean. Y'all see them fists right there? Like,
Baby, and that was me. That was me. Then when you black out, you don't know what the
you
fuck
see
is
what I'm saying?
going on.
Like, so if you can't have a conversation and you're not benefiting from the relationship and they're not benefiting from the relationship and it's hurting your family as an entirety, I think it's okay to agree to disagree and just not deal with one another. You don't have to be in each other's face. You don't have to be in each other's places. You know what I'm saying? But I
Mhm.
mean, death is gonna bring you together. 8 out of 10 black people that ain't seen their family in 22 years come home when if the right person die. Not that
Mm-hmm.
the right person can die in the family, but if mama die, most people gonna come home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Cousin Judy, we might. I don't know.
Good analogy.
You know. So if you can't have a conversation and y'all not benefiting from the familial relationship, then I think it's okay to part ways and just be civil when you're at an important family event or life event or situation or whatever. So cut them off, but don't be so quick to just be like,
Baby,
Mhm.
you know, hey, sometimes, hey, when you try and it don't work,
that's true too. That's you can't beat a dead horse and expect them to get up and
baby,
run
because
the
I be
complete
with the
circle.
sisters real quick. With the sisters real quick.
I mean, you can keep trying and trying and trying, but at a point in time, it's like you
Man,
get
and
exhausted.
you know,
Like
that's what
you don't
I
even want to
tried.
put forth the energy. I just want
Right.
to surround myself with positive energy. All that negative energy, like
Man,
when I call Miss Boo and she be mad, and then she make me mad. That's messing up my positive space.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
I'm
eats
gonna
you
need
up.
you to work on that generational curse, Miss Boo. When I
I'm
call
working
you,
on it.
I want you to be happy. Matter of fact. Speaking of that, you too, Dynamite, because I remember one time you told me, you said, I don't like you because you always too jolly and stuff like that. That's just
What
me.
this is what I
Generation.
said. This is what I said. Don't misquote me to me, heifer. What I just say about family members lying to me about
Hey, I'm talking about generational curses. It just made me think. You and Miss Boo the same damn way.
so
Y'all
look,
We
but
just
6
mad.
months apart. We 6 months
I'm
apart.
finna defend myself. What I told you, cause you said you so damn mean. You mean all the time. You don't never smile. You always mean. You always frowning. And I said, heifer, everybody ain't got to be jolly like you. And to be honest, you get on my nerves with your jolly ass.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I said. I'm always jolly. I'm always up and I'm always jolly and speaking positivity and all that. And y'all asses just mean, this
But
motherfucker
no, because I can be the sweetest person.
Popeye and olive oil.
I can be the sweetest person. The sweetest person. You know
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
can be
saying?
sweetest person, but when I call you, you bipolar.
I'm not bipolar. I
That
might
means
have
somebody done
multiple
got to me
personalities.
before you called me. That's what
I
that means.
know. And that's the thing. You take it out on me. You
And
ain't
I don't
supposed
be
to take it
mean
out
to.
on me.
That's why I be. Look, people. Hey, world. I call everybody back that I done snapped on. I call them back when I calm down and be like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap on
And
you.
that's
Some people I don't
accountability.
call back.
And I
Well,
love that.
hey world, y'all know I'm petty
She ain't calling
princess.
no goddamn body
I
back.
don't call back and apologize. I just keep it moving.
See? I try
Yeah.
to be nice and do all of that.
Generational curses. This is what we're talking about. Stop this. Don't be like us. Don't do this. This is not right.
Work in progress, people. Work in progress.
Yes.
Well,
But we have a prime example that it can be done. It can be done. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Each one teach one, right on down to your kids.
Absolutely.
So with that, I'm gonna give y'all an affirmation for the night. Say, I deserve peace. I deserve respect. And I have the right to set boundaries, even with family. Don't let your family walk over you. That's
Mm.
one thing. Because you know what they say, family is the first one to mess over you.
Sadly.
Keep that in mind.
Yes, indeed. And you can love family from a distance. Blood doesn't have, it doesn't give people the right to disrespect you at any time. And then sometimes families are the one you choose, not the one you're born into. That's why a lot of people have
Yep.
best friends and then they more friends with their family instead. So if you got a wild family story, send us your confessions for next week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like our social channels. Tag the person who needs to hear this episode. Tag everybody in the world if you can. Let the people know, Queen Brown with the Wine Down is out. Give us some shout outs. It is what it is.
So y'all can give us ideas, submit them to her. You may make the show. But what will be on the show next week? We talking about fake friends. No new friends, fake friends. How do you spot them? Are they lurking around you? How do you deal with them? Are you fake nice to your fake friends?
Mhm.
And how do you cut them out? Miss Boo might have some ways to tell you. Wait, it say with class. So Miss Boo gonna tell y'all how to get rid of them off rip. Queen Brown probably gonna tell y'all a classy way to be like, let me holler at you. And I'm just gonna instigate either and be like, I ain't got but like two friends anyway. So y'all tune in next week and see what's really going on.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank y'all for
Bye,
watching.
y'all.